Hello, my name is Father Charlie Bouchard, and I'm here to offer you a few thoughts on the readings for the 14th Sunday in Ordinary Time. We celebrate this weekend the 4th of July, which has been called the most important civic celebration in America. It's a time in which there's a lot of noise and fireworks, and where everybody tries to celebrate not just the independence of our country, but our own freedom, which was gained at the price of many wars, of course, and many trials. Jesus in the gospel talks about his yoke. And again, we think about a yoke and we don't exactly associate that with freedom and independence. Most of us would see a yoke as something that restrains us or holds us back or puts us to work. And yet when we look at the idea of a yoke, we have to remember that usually two oxen together were yoked so they could accomplish a common task. And I think that's probably the way that we should look at the yoke of the Lord, that it is a way in which we are partnered with God and with Jesus in our spirituality and in our moral lives. It's not so much a question of being restrained or made to work hard or to sweat. It's more a question of an apprenticeship, that as we are yoked to Christ in our spiritual lives, we learn what it means to be humble and meek of heart. It seems to me that when we yoke ourselves to Christ, we are committing ourselves to adopt these various characteristics, these qualities of life, which make us kind and useful and beneficial and cooperative, and also willingly able to accept suffering, especially for the sake of others. That's what all the saints did. They accepted this yoke, and they knew that it meant that they would have to offer their lives in service for others, but that ultimately there was a reward to it, and it was not mere drudgery. The great Christian writer C.S. Lewis reflects upon what we can gain from this partnership or this cooperation with Christ. And he says, if we let him, if we let Christ, and it is possible for us to prevent him, Christ will make the feeblest and weakest of us into dazzling, radiant, immortal creatures, pulsating all through with such energy and joy and wisdom, and with love that we cannot even imagine. A bright stainless mirror which reflects back to God perfectly, though of course on a much smaller scale, God's own boundless power and delight and goodness. And I think this is exactly what life in the Spirit means, that we recognize this gift that God offers us, this transformation, that we're willing to pay a price for it, but that ultimately we can achieve that through this partnership, this being yoked together with Christ. So as we celebrate the independence of the 4th of July today, let us also remember that there is a necessary dependence in the spiritual life. This dependence on Christ, dependence on grace, dependence on one another. And that if we freely assume that, we will know the real freedom and the spiritual life that God offers us.